Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video on my YouTube channel. So today in this video, I'm gonna give you a sketchbook tour. So this sketchbook is from July 2019, the summer before the start of the pandemic. So there are a lot of great memories, a lot of day trips before the start of the pandemic. So I bought this sketchbook from my local art supply store, Opus Art Supplies in Vancouver. This sketchbook is made by the art supplies company, Opus, and it has 15 sheets of 140-pound watercolor paper in it, which is 30 pages, double-sided of the 15 sheets. So it took me just 1 month to fill it up because it only has 30 pages. It took me to fill one page every day for 30 days. So this is the first page, or the title page of this sketchbook. So I sketched my art materials that I use for art journaling. I used to use a different watercolor palette. It's called Russian White Knight full pan watercolors, and I only needed about 12 basic colors to paint almost anything. And I had a plastic box to put all my pens and water brushes in. I did this sketch after work, somewhere around downtown Vancouver, by the sea. It's at Sunset Beach in Vancouver, where they had this special monument. Back then, I was still working in preschools as a part-time teacher, and every day after work, I like to walk around my workplace and sketch something. So this one took me about 35 minutes to 40 minutes with a black brush pen and then watercolors. So July the 3rd, I was sketching some homemade veggie steamed buns made by my mom and some cereal for lunch and the evening sky outside the west window. Another after work sketch done on July the 4th. This one was done at Waterfront, Vancouver, the terminal station of buses and the sky trains. It was beautiful seascape over here with the mountains in the distance, the cranes, industrial stuff, and the people standing by the sea walkway. And here we have North Vancouver and West Vancouver here. Some more food sketches. And then I went to Vancouver Aquarium with my friend, and I sketched the penguins and the giant jellyfish. Okay, and the day after, we went on a weekend trip. So we took the ferry from Tuasin to Salt Spring Island. So on the ferry, I was sketching the view outside the window, and then my mom reading, and other people on the background. And we arrived on Salt Spring Island, and in the afternoon I got a cup of coffee, sat down outside the cafe, and I sketched the view outside. It was on July the 8th, and then later in the afternoon I sketched the seascape by the beach. So Salt Spring Island is just about an hour of ferry trip away from Vancouver. And the next day, I sketched the sunset sky around 5 a.m. This one was actually from our Airbnb balcony. Boats in the distance by the sea, all the trees, the morning sky colors, wet on wet blending of watercolors. And another quick sketch right over here, the sun rising behind the hill. And we actually drove all the way up Mount Maxwell on South Spring Island. It was a very bumpy drive. And I took about an hour, sketch this view on top of Mount Maxwell. It was a little bit cloudy, it was really soft sky, and the islands floating on the sea in the distance. A really kind of a magical atmosphere right over there. So we're sitting outside a restaurant and we order some burgers, and after eating I sketched the view, kind of a really random view beside me, with the bay, the boats, with a man sitting, and there was like a pear tree right here. And on the way home, back home to Vancouver, Salt Spring Island, back to Tuwasan Ferry Terminal, I was sitting and I was getting so bored. So I sketched this view outside the ferry window. So I sketched the people standing or sitting on the deck. The staircase is a pretty nice, interesting thing here. And the view outside the ferry, the island that we passed by. Wednesday, July the 10th. So again, I sketched this evening sky outside my parents' bedroom window. Blackberry wine made by my mom. Some harvest of golden plums. And on July the 11th, I ordered a cup of coffee and a scone after work because I was so hungry. And I sketched the set. I ordered a macchiato and a cheese scone. It was really good. Okay, and then on July the 13th, I sketched the hydrangea blooming in our front yard. Really nice enchanted colors of purple, shades of purple. And then the next day, we went on a day trip to Squamish. We took a ride on the Sea to Sky gondola. And here, after lunch, I sketched the view outside the Summit Lodge, the restaurant on top of the mountain. Really cool sky there. Wow. And there was a suspension bridge right over here. And after we went down the gondola, I sketched the gondola line and the mountain behind. Really quick, loose sketches of the Shannon Fall and the water. It's really tricky because there were a lot of trees in the front obstructing the view. I think I used a blue pencil to draw and then use watercolors to paint. And on our way home, we passed by Porto Cove on Sea to Sky Highway. And I love the pocket of blue sky in the middle and the water ripples. Wednesday, July the 17th. Again, I sketched this really special sunset sky outside my reading room window. It was pink, kind of blue tone underneath. And the books I was reading back then. July the 19th, I sketched my lunch, a rice roll, and bubble tea. On July the 21st, I sketched some fruits in the kitchen, I think. And on July the 23rd, I went to Blend's Coffee again for a dessert after pizza lunch at Vancouver Public Library. I was working at a preschool in the library. And on the same day, before I go home, I sketched at the SkyTrain station. Just a really random view with people passing by. Wednesday, July the 24th, I sketched some blueberries and just a corn. Just playing around with composition here, the blueberries flying out from this little bowl here, just to make it more playful. And on July the 25th, I had dinner with my friend in downtown Vancouver, near Waterfront Station, and I ordered a burger and some fries and lemonade, and I sketched the other people around, and I sketched this station building. And on July the 26th, I sketched at my neighborhood park. It was the Forest Park, and I sketched really loosely just with a black brush pen, using pretty careful, gentle brush marks to show the organic forms of trees and grass. And then I spent most of the time doing watercolors. And on July the 29th, we went on another day trip to Garibaldi Lake. It's about 9 kilometers of hiking all the way up, so we can get to see this lake on top of the mountain. It's a beautiful, gorgeous view here. So we spent almost 4 hours hiking up the steep trail. Not much view along the way, so much endurance needed to complete the hike. The weather was perfect. It was beautiful, and the lake was the color of the emerald. On July the 30th, I just sketched simply a cup of blackberry wine and some plums. And that's the end of this sketchbook. On July the 31st, I sketched some blackberries and the books I was reading. That's it. So again, this sketchbook was from my local art supply store called Opus Art Supplies in Vancouver. So overall, this sketchbook, the paper is really durable. So if you're thinking about sketching with watercolors, I would really recommend you to get paper that is really thick, at least 90 pounds. This is 140 pounds, it's the thickest watercolor sketchbook. As you can see, the paper is really, really durable. All of the pages are staying pretty much flat, even though I painted so many layers of watercolors. 140 pound is the perfect weight for sketching or even doing layers of watercolor paintings. 140 pound is just perfect for all kinds of watercolor work.